Everything that you know that you call reality was a vibrational reality first. And the thing that we so want you to hear most of all is that the life you came to live is the life that is between your having launched your reality and your letting yourself move to it, because that's the delicious part of life. When you allow yourself to hope, and then you allow yourself to believe, and then you come to know, during that transition of a little resistant thought to a little less resistant thought to no resistant thought, during that transition where you allow the actualization, you allow the circumstances and events to be shown to you, that is the sweetest part of life, and that's what you came forth to live. You said, I'll go forth. Contrast will inspire me. Source will tend to the desire that is carved out of that. And I will follow the emotion within me to know whether I'm moving toward or away from, whether I'm releasing resistance or adding to it, whether I'm allowing or resisting, whether I'm in the flow or not, whether I'm allowing myself into this vortex of vibrational reality that has been gathered for me. Sometimes we can feel our physical friends not being nearly as excited about their vibrational reality as we are, because we believe it, we know it, and so it is vibrationally visible to us. We're not off the wavelength of it. So when you dream a dream, when you hope a hope, when you desire a desire, when you set a goal, when life causes you to ask, we see clearly what you've asked for. But it's not just a nebulous request unanswered floating out there in the cosmos. When you ask, all that is actualizes around it, and it becomes a vivid vibrational version of what you are asking for. That is real. It's real. When you desire something and you believe it's possible, then you like it. But when you hold desire and simultaneously the strongest vibration within you is one of doubt, then that desire is not so sweet, is it? Then you say, I was happier before I hatched that desire. Because a desire that you contradict, a desire that you oppose with your own thought. In other words, I want it, but I can't do it. I want it, but it can't be done. I want it, but I haven't figured out how. I want it, but when will it be? Where will it be? Who will it be? How will it come about? When the pulsing, chronic, most often vibration within you contradicts your desire, then there's a tug of war that feels oppressive to you. And then sometimes humans say, well, the problem is that desire. You're a greedy person. You have desire. You want too much. And we say, that's not possible. It's not possible for an eternally focused genius creator to over-desire. But what gives you the sensation of that imbalance is having a desire born from within you out of the contrast that you are discovering, and then contradict it with your rational mind, contradict it with your reason, contradict it with your statistics or your facts, contradict it with your attention to what is. That's what gets you mostly. And what's so very interesting about that is that what is gave birth to more. And now so often humans don't let themselves go with the flow of the more because of what is. Isn't that interesting? What is and all of its components and the things that were missing caused you to launch rockets of desires of what you preferred even further. And those rockets of desires precede you vibrationally, and the source within you holds them and gives undivided attention to them. And law of attraction, in the same way that your world was formed first from thought, and then it became thought form, and then it became the matter, the material world that you see. In the same way, these rockets that you've launched forward, the source within you is giving undivided attention to, and there is a vibrational reality that does exist that holds fast to the desire that you gave birth to. And that desire continues to be amended by you as you move through the days and experiences of your life. You continue to add more clarity, more deliberateness, more precision to the things that you are asking for. And that vibrational reality precedes you and exists. Getting in the vortex, becoming a vibrational match to who you have become. Another way of saying it is, life caused you to expand. The larger part of you did. What's the rest of you doing? Hanging on for dear life. Beating the drum of justification and rationalization. I need it because I don't have it. I need it because I don't have it. I need it because I don't have it. And what we want you to hear is the vibration of I don't have it doesn't match what's in the vortex. We want you to come to the place where you can accept that this vibrational reality is not just sort of kind of real in a dream state way, but that it is the reality that is the precursor to all that you've ever known as reality. It's more real than the reality that you look at. When you see someone who is sick, that is not reality. It is a distortion of reality. In other words, when someone is sick, they ask to be well. And that is the bigger reality. When you don't have enough money and you want more, you launch a rocket of desire and your vibrational bank account becomes bigger than ever before. The financial crisis that your world has been focused upon has put more into your vibrational mass consciousness reality than hundreds of years that have gone by. In other words, when billions of people make requests into this vibrational reality, it is something that is real and will have lasting and positive effect on this and future generations. But in order for you to know it in your now, you've got to find a way of closing the gap. It does not matter how well the signal has been transmitted. It does not matter that all that is, the energy that creates worlds is tending to your vortex of creation. But you've got to get in the vicinity. It's all up to you. There is not one other who can bring you within range. Oh, we can coax you, and we do. We can tell you about who you really are. We can hold you in conversation. We can wave Esther's arms around and move around and offer words with never-ending stream. We can rope you in to our consensus of thought. We can do everything we can to gain your attention until we have talked you into the vibrational vicinity of who you are, where you get glimpses of what you want. But for you to get into the vortex on a consistent basis, these things are required of you. First, you must accept that you are a source energy being and that only a small part of that source energy being is represented here in this physical body that you know as you. Next, you must accept that this physical being that is you is of immense importance to all that is, that there is no diminishment by the comparison of you and you. You are important to the whole, and you came for the pleasure of the experience of creating. You came to sift through the contrast, and most of all, to give birth to desire, because that is at the heart of the eternalness of eternity. If you cannot come to a new conclusion, then nothing moves forward. But don't worry, you can't hold it back. It is set up that perfectly. So you launch your rockets, and Source holds them. Next, you must accept that there is a vibrational reality that exists before all physical realities, and that vibrational reality is the forming of your creation in the same way that the vortex of creation formed this galaxy, this planet, this system that you live within. All that you see and all that you know that is physical in nature was born out of an idea that was held by more until over time and in consistency of the idea, it took form and became the reality that you want to call real reality. So here's this vortex. Do you accept it? Here's this vortex spinning, and let's say that you are feeling some despair. You are pretty far from the vortex. So even though circumstances and events for all of the things that you've been asking for have already been arranged, you can't see them. Your cell phone's out of range. The message has been given. The clues are there. The path has been carved. It's all ready for you. But you're out of range because you're an ornery toad. And you say, with good reason, this happened, and 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 this happened. And we say, we didn't say that you're not justified in your negative emotion, but we will never say that your negative emotion, no matter what its reason, is justified. In other words, you're justified in the sense that you didn't make it up, But from our point of view, there is no excuse in the world that is big enough to keep you outside of this vortex where everything that you want is. It must just be a misunderstanding. Now, we've been a little heavy here because you are powerful in your desire. And you're doing extremely well. Look how well things are going. But in order for things to go even better, you've got to make peace with how things are already going. Seems like a backwards approach. When we say to someone who doesn't have something they want, well, you just have to make peace with it. They worry. They say, if I make peace with it, won't the universe say, oh, she's happy with that. Don't bother going to work for her. We say, it doesn't work like that at all. When you make peace with it, you stop resistance. When you let go of the struggle, you soften resistance. Anything that makes you feel better allows you to be swept into the vortex more easily. So during this gathering today, we want to speak in a way that you can feel as we feel and know as we know the reality of this vibrational reality. We want you to feel this vortex, and we want you to know its realness, and we want you, it is our desire to light a spark within you that makes you decide that you want to get in the vortex, that you want to be one of those cooperative components. Now, it's perfectly possible, may happen to you often. We see it happen to Esther, where you're bipping along, you're finding reasons to feel good, you're launching rockets of desire, and you're mostly in the vortex. And life is sweet when you are. People are kind to you, doors are opening for you, ideas are flowing, you have a feeling of well-being, a feeling of clarity and ease. You have balance. No matter what happens, you have your sea legs. All is well for you. And then something will happen that causes an reactivation of an old, maybe dormant vibration within you. Something happens, and you view it, which causes you to offer a vibration that isn't consistent with the vortex. So all that happens is the vortex just spits you out. Because if you're not a vibrational match to it, law of attraction doesn't hold you there. In other words, you're called there. Spitting you out is a sharp way of saying it, but it really is accurate. Because law of attraction calls to it what matches and doesn't allow near it what doesn't. How about that? So as you continue to add to all that is by knowing what you don't want, you're having a step one moment. And when you're having a step one moment, you're not in the vortex. Now, we're always in the vortex having our step two moment. In other words, when you launch a rocket of desire, you send it our way. And we see it and embrace it and know it and become a vibrational match to it. We focus upon it, and law of attraction responds to it, which means what you want is in the process of becoming, but it means something ever so much more important. It means you expanded to be more. And that's the thing that so many of you are missing in this business of creation. You think you're creating a car. You're not creating only a car. You're creating yourself as the holder of that better vehicle. It is you who is expanding. Life gave you the idea of expanse. And even though your ideas are about things you want or relationships you want, you are the expanded part of this. Can you hear this? So life keeps causing you to become more. And when you become more, the you that became more is always in the vortex. Step two. Step three is you in your human physical form must find a way to get in there too. That's what the art of allowing is. So if you are a vibrational match, if you are feeling worthy, if you're feeling confident, if you're feeling happy with yourself, you're happily in the vortex. But when you find a reason to find fault with yourself, out you go. Now, we want to present this in a way that you don't worry about getting spit out of the vortex, because you understand that this process that you are upon here in your physical body is 3 steps. You came forth to explore contrast. You came forth to know what you don't want so that you can more clearly identify what it is you do want. Without that comparison, none of us could move forward. We do not think that you would deliberately hold yourself away from who you are, from all you are, and from all you want. You must just be doing it because you don't know any better, or because you've got habits of thought that are a little hard to break. So This gathering is about figuring out how to